Hey guys, how's it going? It's Damien here, and we're gonna talk about passing this week. So just a quick note before I get into the tips. There's nothing that really defines a man. You could be feminine and still identify as a trans guy or just a man, but I just want you guys to know that if passing's really, really important to you, then these tips are definitely going to help you. If it's really more important to you to be called sir, rather than being yourself and dressing the way you want and having your hair long or anything that would generally be considered feminine, probably not for you. If you want to dye your hair a certain artificial color, or you want to keep your hair long, you don't want to wear something that's generally considered feminine, then these tips are not for you. Just get off this video and look elsewhere, but otherwise keep watching and let's get started. So the first thing I would suggest is haircut. Now some people might be a little gripey. This is why I had the disclaimer before, because some people might not be willing to get their hair cut short. If you really want to pass, this is a big one. This is a big thing. That's why you should definitely go on Google and look at a couple of pictures. Like generally what I see, what works for most trans guys, especially before T, is getting an undercut. Unless you've been blessed with a masculine face before T or with masculine facial features, a haircut's definitely the way to go. I would definitely keep it short, and also I would invest in maybe some like hair wax, hair gel to keep it away from your face. Before I got this haircut, I had my hair like kind of falling down my face and it made me kind of look butch. And then when I got my hair cut in, like I got some pomade to like rub and keep it away from my face. It made a world of difference in passing. Like now, like before I kind of passed, like it was like a 60-40 kind of thing. But now it kind of jumped up to like 90% now. Because while I'm not getting a lot of sirs, I'm getting no ma'ams either. And people are just like too afraid to take a chance in saying ma'am or sir. Because I kind of have like this androgynous face right now. I'm waiting for these cheek deposits to go away. But yeah, haircut's definitely a big one. Oh, and also, I would go to a barber instead of a salon, because generally what happens, like even if you show them a picture of what you want, they're still gonna probably look at you with the feminine contours of your face, and they're gonna give you like a girly version of what you just ordered, and you're gonna be leaving in a huff and pretty angry and money wasted. Unless you're willing to basically tell them, no, this is not what I want, this is what I want. So basically, in other words, if you could go to a salon, but you gotta be assertive of what you're getting. You're the one who's paying for the haircut, so don't be afraid. So next tip I would say is your voice. Now you could be pre-T and still sound masculine. There's more to having a masculine speech pattern than just having your pitch lowered. And this was definitely evident to me when I went to my support group yesterday. I almost misgendered two guys that were well on T for like a couple of years, but they never lost their feminine speech pattern. And I was like almost about to stare at them like, oh my goodness. And they were also, and what's funny was like they were talking about how they don't really pass on the phone. And with that the way they were speaking, it kind of made sense why, because they talked too fast and they were like so very emotional, and they were using their nasal passages to talk. Don't do that, definitely, especially if you're pre-teen and you want to pass and you don't exactly have a husky female voice. I would definitely start speaking from your diaphragm and your chest. I've been doing that since before pre-T, and it's kind of been working for me. So even if my voice didn't really deepen, I still got called sir on the phone. Do not talk from your mouth. There's like two different voices. There's the chest voice, where this is how my voice resonates from my body, and your diaphragm, this is where you talk. As opposed to females who tend to talk from their nose and their mouth, and this is how I talk in that voice. Hi there. It sounds like my old voice, but on a lower pitch. It's like kind of like nasally too. So it's like, hi. These are two different voices. This is the feminine way to speak. Hi there. It's just that I need to get this done, and I just want to get on T. So do you hear the difference from like how that sounds? Separates a guy voice on the phone from a female voice. So while your voice might not be as deep because you're either not on T yet or you've been on T and the changes are kind of slow, you should definitely practice talking from the chest voice. It's the little progress that really matters. So I've been talking like this since I was born because my mom didn't teach me how to speak. It was mostly my dad. So he taught me how he spoke, and this is basically what happened. So yeah, voice is definitely a big indicator. So even if you got everything down and you look like a guy, the moment you open your mouth, it's probably gonna, well, out you or clock you, however term you use that. So definitely work on the voice. And this is probably not going to come as no surprise to you, but clothes. Yes, clothes can make a world of difference in passing. You have to throw away all your woman-fitting shirts. Now, you could possibly have tomboy clothes, but the thing about them is they're gonna accentuate your hips because the way they're made is like they hug your curves. So if you don't exactly have like a straight body type and you have like a really small waist, it's gonna accentuate your curves. So you're gonna want to get like some men clothes. Well, depending how big you are, or if you're like pretty sure, you can always look at the boys section. Or if you can be like me, who's like 5'5", 5'6" you could get like a men's small, and these actually are pretty big shirts. Actually, this is like hugging almost my butt actually, like when it's going all the way down. So yeah, definitely clothes are a big one. What I used to do before I started testosterone was like go at a park in the summer and watch how guys dress, and I would even go to the subway and see how they dress. So what you're gonna want to do is get yourself some t-shirts. You also want to get yourself a binder, and you want to measure yourself correctly. I recommend Underworks or GC2B. That's like a recent binder company, but their binders are amazing. Like this one is literally hugging me. It's like so comfortable. I sometimes forget I'm wearing it. But then again, I've been blessed with like a 34B cup, or I think it actually got smaller. But anyways, so yeah, you're going to want to get yourself a binder if you can afford one, or ask your parents if they're being supportive of you. And you want to get yourself some nice shirts. And I would recommend darker colors, because with your binder underneath, avoid brighter colors, because your binder, depending which one you get, the half one, if you get the half one, you can't really wear white shirts because it's going to be noticeable, the cutoff from the binder. So I recommend dark colors, like, you know, dark red, gray, black, or dark colors, really, basically dark colors. Now, if you want to wear like a white shirt, white colors would work too, but you're gonna have to get yourself that full ultimate tank top style binders so it doesn't show. And also you want to get yourself some nice shoes, you know, like sneakers. Also, another thing, testosterone might make you kind of grow a bit, and with like exercise and stuff, so don't go too crazy with the wardrobe, because maybe in a few months you might grow out of it and you have to buy yourself some new clothes. So now you might want to get yourself some men's shoes, or if you're smaller than size 7 in men's, you're gonna have to look at the boys section. Don't buy yourself like really expensive shoes, because on testosterone you might really grow out of it like this, and you're gonna have to buy yourself some new shoes. So don't go crazy. Now, while I talked about voice, tone is another thing. You may not have like the deepest voice, you could sound like Michael Cera and still sound masculine. Now, how a guy speaks is basically how I'm doing. You have to talk short, to the point, and as a matter of fact tone. Don't sound like very unsure, like a female kind of. And it's generally something that worked for me pre-T. So these passing tips are generally for people pre-T, but also would work for guys that are still in the in-between stages, you know, the gender androgynous stage with their voice. So what I found is that you talk matter-of-factly, don't beat around the bush, just short, straight to the point, sound very sure of yourself, and just act like you own the place. Now, I'm not saying be very arrogant, but just like carry yourself with confidence. Confidence really makes the difference between passing and not passing. This really worked for me. This is definitely good if you're like trying to like really get into the men's bathroom. Or I used to be like really scared. I was like, oh, what if they beat me up? But depending on your area and like the situation, you could probably try the men's bathroom and get a feel for how you're perceived in there, or if you're getting stares, or like people are kind of like doing double takes and double checking to see if they went to the right restroom. Basically just walk in there like you own the place and no one's really gonna be watching. I learned this when I went shopping last weekend and I went to the men's dressing room. Nobody really batted an eye because like there was like a lot of guys in there. No one really looked twice at me. They just looked and that was it. So confidence can really make the difference. Bottom line, you could do all these tips, but if you don't have the confidence, you're probably going to be wondering if you pass too much. Don't worry about it too much. You'll get there. Trust me, guys. With these tips, you'll definitely get there. Anyways, that's basically all I had to say this week, and I hope these help out. And if you have anything else to add that I haven't covered, then please leave it in the comment below. Subscribe, we got more videos. And also, I would like to give a shout out to Eric, who also just started testosterone. That's really a big moment for everyone, so I would love to congratulate him. So yeah, see ya.